Why is Aaron Gordon banned from team dinners? Also, I got my Avs gear on because we have to talk about the game last night. Welcome into your Mile High Minute for May 16th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel Vigil.
We start things off with your Mile High Minute presented by Smashburger. Superstitions are the weirdest thing, but hey, what works, works. Aaron Gordon missed the team dinner after the Nuggets loss in Game 2 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Since then, the Nuggets have banned AG from team dinners as they've gone 3-0 since. DeAndre Jordan even joked that they'd see AG next round for the playoffs, but would bring him some takeout. And it is a Nuggets game day. We're hoping that they can close out this series. Nuggets, T-Wolves, Nuggets lead 3-2, May 16th, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. It's going to be a big one, so let's go. We'll stick with the NBA real quick because Los Angeles Lakers could poach Michael Malone's right-hand man, according to ESPN. Both David Adelman and Mike Nori have gotten the okay from the Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves, respectively, to interview for the gig in the SoCal area. If Adelman or Nori got the job with the Lakers, they'll then join Finch and Wes Unseld Jr. which are former Malone assistants who have gone on to leading men elsewhere. Of course, the Lakers' job is only open because of what Malone and company did to the Los Angeles Lakers the last 2 years. Darvin Ham only oversaw one postseason win against Denver in his time, leading LeBron James and the crew, but it wasn't good enough for the superstar and the Hollywood team as he got the boot a few weeks ago. Now, our next Mile High Minute is brought to you by Mountain High Appliance. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance. The Colorado Avalanche kept their season alive with a 5-3 win over the Dallas Stars. Let's freaking go last night in Game 5 of the Western Conference semifinals. Both teams traded one goal in the first and second period, but then the Avs broke the game open by scoring 3 times in the third. Makar had 2 goals and McKinnon had 2 points, and the championship dreams aren't dead yet. But my question is, how was that hit on Nico that gave him a bloody nose, not a double minor? It didn't actually end up mattering because, of course, the Avs scored on the power play and the game goes to 2-2. But I'm just like, there's blood. Shouldn't it automatically be a double minor? That's just my personal opinion, but I guess I'm not paid to be a referee in the NHL. The Avs will host the Stars in Game 6 on Friday, hoping to send the series back to Dallas for a winner-take-all showdown on Sunday. It's going to be an 8 p.m. puck drop tomorrow night, so buckle up, everybody. A late game again, but it should be a really fun one. I hope Ball Arena just brings the energy. It's what I need. We need a win down there at Ball Arena for this Avs team. It is so much fun when that place is rocking, and I can't wait. So fingers crossed. I'm glad that the guys were able to get it figured out on the ice. Of course, with the drama that happened earlier this week, I'm glad to see that, again, they were able to overcome it. And hopefully Will Peterson's just going to prove me wrong and be like, yeah, it was just too close to game time. Too much has happened. And they just need a little bit more time to process it before they could start playing some real Avalanche hockey. Now, the Avs have never won a series when trailing 3-1, but there's a first time for everything. And if this is the year, we will absolutely remember it forever. They've also never lost a Game 5 before. They are 6-0 in Game 5 in the postseason. So 2 interesting little stats, but hopefully that one I just shared with you about how they've never won a series trailing 3-1. Hopefully this year can be the year. Now, there was an interesting part to the game last night. There's a guy who decided to dress up as Jared Bednar. Yes, he has the wig on, the hair, and what really cracks me up is the fact that he almost got the tie correct. It is almost just perfectly that exact shade. I'm not sure if it's purple or gray, but the guy absolutely killed it. He does need to slick back the hair a little bit more. So definitely makes me laugh. I don't know. I just thought it was so funny. I'm like, to pay that much money to dress up and do that. I hope it was a bet for this guy, but of course we'll find out. But moving on to the NFL now, the Broncos did release their schedule. Let's go by quickly, week by week. I'm going to be diving into some of my favorite games during coffee break, solo episode for just me today. But week 1, you got the Seahawks. Week 2, Russell Wilson returns back to the Mile High City. You got Baker Mayfield coming with the Bucks for week 3, the Jets, of course, week 4, Raiders week 5, Chargers week 6. And then we obviously move on to this one, a big Thursday night matchup with the Saints for week 7, Carolina week 8, Ravens week 9, week 10. You got the Chiefs that week 9, week 10. Oh, that's going to be a tough back-to-back right there. The Falcons, Raiders, Browns. Then you have a really, really late bye week, which could come in handy if for some reason the Broncos are trying to make a push for the playoffs. I don't expect that, but hey, you never know. Moving on after the bye week, you got the Colts, you got the Chargers, you got the Bengals coming in so late, and then you finish the season off with the Chiefs. So it's going to be a really good, fun season. Like I said, I'll dive a little bit more into it during coffee break today. Solo episode, just me. So come hang out with me. Then we will move on because the NFL has issued a statement in response to the speech that the Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker delivered at the Benedictine College commencement ceremony on Saturday. He essentially went after working women, the LGBTQ community, and President Joe Biden, abortion, IVF, and surrogacy, and many other things. And that picture that you just saw, yeah, the Chargers won the video for sure when it came to the schedule release because there is Harrison Butker in the kitchen. And I just think that they absolutely nailed this one 100%. Now, NFL Senior Vice President and Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer Jonathan Bean said Harrison Butker gave a speech in his personal capacity. His views are not those of the NFL as an organization, and the NFL is steadfast in our commitment to inclusion, which only makes our league stronger. So was it a good thing for Harrison Butker? Personally, no. He pissed off a lot of people, and I do feel so bad for the Chiefs PR team right now, who are probably getting requests left and right because of this speech. As a woman myself, and I kind of want to dive into this a little bit more. As a woman myself, like I obviously haven't had any kids yet, so I can't be like, oh, the day I became a mom is when my whole life changed. But I like to think that because of the way I have worked and my work ethic and everything else, that I have lived a pretty incredible life up to this point. So it wasn't very smart of Harrison Butker, in my personal opinion. I get that he was at Benedictine College, which is a very Catholic school, but overall, you have to know that stuff's going to appear on the internet, and it was a little harsh. There's also a video going around right now of Patrick Mahomes saying that him and Butker never talk. They talk once at the beginning of the season, once at the end of the season, and even though they sit next to each other in team meetings, they don't say a word to each other. And I just think that whole situation is pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie. Now, Netflix is making a whole lot of talk right now because they are preparing to deliver the definitive story of famed Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones in an upcoming documentary series. So the docuseries is a joint production with NFL Films and Skydance Sports. It is scheduled to include 10 episodes exploring Jones and the Cowboys through never-before-seen footage and interviews with longtime team owner, plus all-time Cowboy greats like Troy Aikman, you gotta love that, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, and the one and only Deion Sanders. It almost also promises to recount the journey of Jones's transforming the Dallas Cowboys franchise, leading a historic set of players and coaches to 3 NFL titles in the 90s, and searing his imprint into the global sports business landscape. I actually think this is going to be fascinating because, of course, with the Cowboys being America's team, just the landscape of how everything has changed with it. I think if you're a business person alone, you're going to find this to be super interesting. But then, of course, you throw Deion Sanders in there, any of those other stars that I name, I feel like they're going to have great stories too. A release date was not provided, but I think it's going to be really good, and I'm really excited to see what they're doing. But that's not it. Netflix, we also mentioned this yesterday. They were paying about $75 million for each of the 2 Christmas Day games to be televised in 2024. The games are the Chiefs at the Steelers, which I don't know how he does it, but Russell Wilson always seems to get the holiday games. He apparently just never needs to celebrate with his family or anything. Obviously, the Broncos with a Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve game last year, and now he's with the Steelers. Will he be the starting QB by the time Christmas rolls around? We don't know what that's going to look like, but one way or another, they would be the Chiefs at the Steelers and then the Ravens at the Texans. So find that to be very fascinating as well. The NFL reportedly started the bidding at $50 million with the belief that the final price could be up to $100 million. And just in case you didn't know already, for you to be able to watch every single NFL game, this upcoming season, you are almost going to pay $1,600. Now, my only thing about this is I don't know why you need NFL Sunday Ticket via YouTube TV if you have everything else on this list. So the $389, I'm like, I get it. if you want to be able to watch everything. But if you're already paying for the network games, you're paying for Amazon Prime, Peacock, NFL Plus, ESPN Plus, and Netflix, and I don't know why you need NFL Sunday Ticket. But let's just say that things have definitely got a little crazy at this point in time. Also, the new name of the joint streaming service for Fox, ESPN, and Warner Bros. Discovery will be called Venue Sports, and it will launch later this fall. Now, of course, everyone loves the stadium talk, and the Jaguars and the city of Jacksonville are teaming up to build a stadium of the future, they want to call it, agreeing to a $1.4 billion deal on Tuesday. Both the team and the city will contribute $625 million to the project. Yes, you heard me say that right. $625 million with no new taxes added to pay for it. The 63,000 seat stadium will be open air with a translucent cover that keeps all seats in the shade. If you're in Jacksonville, that is absolutely amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, how great will that be? Obviously, you're going to get the beautiful like breezes and everything that comes in, but you're still going to be in the shade all the time. Truthfully, I don't think you could ask for anything better. And the people aren't having to pay for it. So that's incredible too. Construction will begin after the 2025 season. Now, another thing that caught the airwaves today was the Giants announced new throwback uniforms. These are terrible. These are absolutely terrible. I'm going to be the one to come out here and say it. It looks like something that my nieces, if I gave them just like a few colors, like they would draw this up. I don't know who thought that the big stripes in the middle were a good idea. I really don't. I just think that they're so bad. So it's the 1933 jerseys, and then you got the 1925 pants and socks, and then the 1938 helmet. You guys, I'm curious. Please let me know in the comments. Am I being too harsh? I'm just really curious on this. They're pretty atrocious. I'm not going to lie. So moving on, it is official that Jason Kelce is joining ESPN's Monday Night Countdown crew. The former Eagle center has signed a multi-year deal with ESPN and will appear on the Monday Night Football pregame show alongside co-host Scott Van Pelt, Marcus Spears, Adam Schefter, and Michelle Bisner-Buck. He will also be a part of ESPN's playoff coverage, including pregame and halftime appearances. Kelce, who retired after last season, announced the news in a statement on Wednesday and said, turned out it was a short retirement. That indeed, you guys all know I'm a huge fan of the Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce podcast, New Heights. So I think he's going to be an excellent addition to this as well. He just provides different insight in such like a fun, entertaining way. So really looking forward to seeing what this is going to look like. But you guys, there was so much to get into today. I feel like my head's about to explode a little bit. I was like, with the schedule release, it's like a hangover from that. Feel like I'm hungover from the Avs game last night because I was so stressed out. All I had was Chick-fil-A lemonade last night, and I feel like I was in a doozy. I'm so happy that they were able to pull off the win. We had to break out the shirt today. I was like, we finally saw some Avalanche hockey. The big names showed up. Cale Makar, Nathan McKinnon, Mikko Rantanen, even in different ways, showed up a little bit, which was really great to see. So I feel bad for his nose. I'm like, that can't be fun. But I was just so happy, you guys. You have no idea. I was so freaking happy that they were able to get the win, and hopefully they can get a win on Friday night and force the game 7. The Nuggets, I need the Nuggets to win. I'm going to share a little secret today on Coffee Break, but the Nuggets have to win. If we have a game 7 on Sunday, both the Avs and the Nuggets, I'm going to be pissed off. So I'll be sharing that secret. We're going to give Jokic his roses. We're going to, of course, talk a little bit more about this Avalanche team. And then I'm going to go over my prediction. I got more games right than I thought I was going to, everybody, when it came to the schedule. And then some of my favorite games as well. The ones I'm like circling on my calendar for sure. So come hang out with myself 12 p.m. for an episode of Coffee Break. I hope you guys have an absolute wonderful Thursday. The weekend is almost here. Everybody buckle up, and I will see you at 12 p.m. or tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. for another episode of Denver Sports Daily. Get back to work, everybody. Bye.